If you're buying rentals, you need to understand the three main financing sources. Remember, it takes money to make money in this real estate game. It just does not have to be your money. Hey everyone, it's Mike Bonn with the Cash Flow Company. And over the last 30 years, I've helped tens of thousands of real estate investors get the funding they need to create the wealth they're looking for. Typically, when you're buying real estate, when you're holding real estate, you're going to look at three main funding sources. Conventional loans, that's the Fannie Freddie. Local banks are a big player in this field, or have been. And then DSCR, which over the last 3 to 5 years has kind of taken a big hold of the real estate market. We want to see what's the pros, what's the cons, and what's the best for you. So let's start out with number one, traditional loans. Some people call it conventional conforming, Fannie Freddie. It's the loans that everyone knows. It's the loan you probably have in your house. It is the main source for funding for homes in the US. So what's the pros for conventional loans for real estate investors? Number one, 30-year fix. Number two, there's no prepay penalties on conventional loans. So if you're looking at buying a property and don't know if this is the best time or the best rates, you may look at refinancing in the near future. Conventional rates are the way to go. The rates for 30-year fix are typically, not always, but typically the lowest out there that are available for investors. They go up to 80% of purchase, 75% on refi. They also will go into any market, any size market. They don't care if it's a small town, large town, as long as the comps are there, the comps for the property and the rentals are there, they'll go into it. And as long as you're W-2'd, have a good job, show your tax returns, it is a great source for financing for rental properties. So what are the cons for conventional loans? Number one is income. It's all about your taxable income. Has to be taxable income that they could verify over the last 2 years. So if you're just starting out, if you just change jobs, anything like that is going to be a hindrance for conventional loans. Number two, they don't let you close in an LLC. You have to close in your personal name. So for protection, if you're using an LLC, conventional loans has that little hiccup there. Number three, this is not a big hurdle, but it is a hurdle. You can only have 10 conventional loans in your name. So that includes your primary residence if you're living there. So it stops you after 10. A couple other cons is they do require a little bit higher reserves. They may require 6 months of reserves for each property you own instead of just that property. And the last one, if you already have a rental property you're looking to refinance, with today's guidelines, they now require 1 year seasoning from the time you either purchased it or the last time you refinanced it. You have to wait a whole year before you could refinance and get cash out. So conventional has a lot of pluses, but there are a couple other choices. Number two, we're going to go over local banks. These are banks, typically smaller banks or regional banks in your area that focus on real estate lending. Not every bank does, but a lot of the smaller ones do because it's just a better return, more security for them. So they focus on these kind of loans. Now, what are the pros for using local banks? You could create the relationships. You could, work on growing your business in unique ways. They don't have a box. Typically, if you could figure something out, it makes sense, it's secure, they're going to go for that. What do I mean by that? It may be like, I'm going to buy 3 properties and want one loan on them, like a blanket loan, or I own a property free and clear and I want a business line of credit on it, similar to a HELOC. Flexibility is key when you're looking with local banks, and just having, that relationship that what's going to happen and what they're going to do. And typically their rates are a little bit better than conventional and even DSCR, but we'll go over why. That'll be in one of the cons that are coming up. The cons of local banks: one, they're stuck to a geographical area. They all have a lending area and they'll all make sure that, none of the homes that they have go outside that area. Number two, they have a lending limit. So if you get above a certain amount with them, they're not going to be able to lend to you anymore. And probably the biggest one, though they have typically maybe a quarter, half a point better in rates, most of their products are not 30-year fixed. They're usually come out what they call like a 5 or 7 year ARM. They call them, but it's fixed for 5 years or it's fixed for 7 years. And after that, it becomes an adjustable rate mortgage. So the rates could go up, could go down, and or you have to pre-qualify again in 5 to 7 years and refinance that out. There's some benefits in that relationship with local banks, but there's definitely some restrictions as far as where they'll lend, how much they can lend, and just having that non-30-year product on your home and then going through the paperwork every 5 to 7 years. And finally, let's go over DSCR loans. So the DSCR loan probably came out 5 or 7 years ago, where it's really gained favor for the real estate community. It is a loan that was designed just for real estate investors who are buying rental properties. So what are the pros of the DSCR loan? The biggest pro is you use the income from the property and not your income to qualify for the loan. So as long as the property qualifies, and we'll go over that, you don't have to show your income taxes. They don't care how long you've been in business or even if you have a position now. So you don't have to worry about the income portion based on you. You just have to look at what the property brings in. Does it positively cash flow? Even if it doesn't, there's an option for that. Number two is they actually want you to close in an LLC or company. So as you're designing and creating these layers of security and protection with LLCs and stuff, the DSCR loan over conventional loan has that pro going for it. Now, since there's less income involved, if you use the right DSCR lender, because there's all kinds of DSCR lenders out there, they're going to close faster. It's going to be as quick as the appraisal could come in. They could schedule the closing. And also, most DSCR lenders don't limit you on the number of properties. So you could have 20 in your portfolio, 30. And DSCR, in some instances, have what they call a blanket loan. So you could put in 20, 30 properties into one loan too. DSCR has flexibility. It is growing. It is designed for real estate investors. So what are the negatives with DSCR? The cons? Number one, typically they all come with prepayment penalties. Prepayment penalties means typically it's a 3-year prepay or a 5-year prepay penalty, which means if you pay it off, meaning you sell it or refinance it during that prepayment penalty, you're going to pay an exit fee when you pay them off. That is one of the items that the banks and the conventional lenders don't have, is a prepayment penalty. Number two is rates are probably about 80% of the time higher than conventional loans. Typically what you're going to see is anywhere between a quarter, maybe 3/4 higher than a conventional loan. Next, the property, and this is really for all of them, but really for DSCRs, it's critical that the property must be rental ready. That means you cannot buy a property that's a value add that needs some repairs and then, put it on the rental market. DSCR, they want to make sure the property is ready to go now. If it's not rented, that could be rented shortly after the closings. And the last one is if the property does not qualify income-wise, they can't use your income to get you the loan you want. So if the DSCR ratio, which is what they use on DSCR loans to calculate to see if it qualifies, and all that means is your rents, which is your income, equals the 4 things that they consider in their expenses, which is your monthly payment, your principal and interest, your taxes, your insurance, and if there's an HOA or flood. If those things at least equal each other, which means break even, call it a DSCR of 1 because they're equal to each other, you qualify for most DSCR loans. Now, if you have a property and you're looking for a certain loan amount and it does not break even, you cannot use other income to get you to that loan limit. You can lower your loan amount, but that may not fit your requirements for this time. So it is very strict on the DSCR ratio, at least being 1. Yes, there are products out there that go below 1, but you know what happens? Your rates go up. If your ratio is below 1, you can expect another 1 or 2 points on your interest rate, which means you're even going to hurt that cash flow even more. DSCR loans are really based on properties that at least break even. So here's a quick recap. Conventional loans, traditional loans, the pros, 30-year fix, no prepay. The cons are the income. You have to be in business or have the income average over 2 years. You have to be employed in that for 2 years and cannot close an LLC. The local banks, the benefits are you get a relationship. You can think outside the box. The cons are no 30-year fix. They're going to keep it in-house, smaller footprint. They can run out of money. Now the DSCR, the pros are you could close an LLC. You don't have to use any of your income. The cons are prepayment penalties and just what they can do if they don't qualify. You're kind of limited there. So there are lots of choices out there. You need money to make money. Real estate is still the number one way to create wealth from nowhere. Value add properties, finding something under market, putting some effort into it, and creating wealth is how you do this in real estate investing. Money is power during this. So just make sure you understand everything you can about the money side of real estate investing. So if you need some tools on the money side to understand it, to feel more comfortable with it, check out our website, thecashflowcompany.com. For one thing, we have a great DSCR calculator there. Look at a property, punch in your numbers, make sure that that property qualifies, because remember, it's the property that's going to qualify and not you. Run your numbers before you put in a contract, and let's be successful. Again, this is Mike Bonn with the Cash Flow Company, and we'll catch you on the next video.